All right. So the place where we stopped last week was a sloka where we talk about Shiva Priya, Shiva Para, Shiva Duti, Shiva Aradhya, Shiva Murti, Shivam Kari. That's where we stopped. Am I right? Okay.
I think we did Shiva Priya and Shiva Para also, I think.
Yeah, just the first two words we did, but we didn't continue, I think. Yeah. So I'll quickly talk about, I know Shiva Priya is very, self descriptory because Shiva Priya basically means she's the beloved of Shiva. She's loved by Shiva, is dear to her. Their love, and Shiva would not have given his left vertical if not for it, right? So that is Shiva Priya. The next nama is Shiva Para, and that's where we talked about. She's having compared her to Shiva. One way to say it is she transcends Shiva himself. Para means the ultimate or supreme, and which can, like how we say Parabrahman. So that is one, and then the other meaning is she reveals the supreme or Paramashiva to her devotees. That is the other way, which means Mata, having understood, through her worship, she understood Paramashiva, and she shows the path to devotees, and she opens their eyes towards the Paravidya, which is the supreme knowledge. So that's where we stopped last week. The next nama is Shishteshta. Shishtas are those who follow righteousness prescribed by Shastras. So that's the root word. Shishta by itself means wise, disciplined, polite. Ishta, we know liked, lovable, agreeable, right? Ishta is agreeable, so that's where Shishta comes from. Basically, here the people who follow righteousness are called Shishtas. So Shishtas is also explained to mean those who control their senses and knower of Vedas. Their actions are based on Shastras that are derived from Vedas. So Mata likes these Shishtas. It is also said that one should worship God as prescribed by Shastras, by the respective orders. So Vishnu Sahsranama also has a nama where it describes Mahavishnu as Shishteshta because of his righteousness. Here he likes men of knowledge, where he also likes Shishtas. Same thing here, same meaning. Krishna himself says this in Bhagavad Gita, like chief among them is Jnani, ever constant and one pointed in devotion. I am exceedingly dear to him, and he is exceedingly dear to me. So basically what that means is a person who is following righteousness, who is ever constant and have one pointed devotion, God likes him. So Ishta, he likes those Shishtas. Anything to add on to this nama?
I'm good.
Okay. Nothing else explained in your book, Gita? Okay.
No, you whatever you have explained, you have done it very nicely. I have very briefly that. Yeah.
Okay. So we can move on to the next.
Vishnu is also righteous.
Righteous. Okay. Yeah. Shishta means the righteous. Shishteshta means Ishta, like one who likes the righteous people, right? Okay. Yeah. Wonderful. So next nama is Shishta Pujita. So again, same word, Shishtas, the righteous people, they do the puja to Mata. She who is worshipped by Shishtas. A person who is Jnani does not worship someone who is not worthy of worship, right? So he'll only worship the Supreme Self, the Brahman. This nama is an extension of the previous nama, which confirms her supreme stature, because only the righteous worship her. Who is revered and worshipped by the righteous is what is being conveyed in this nama, which is Shishta Pujita. It's a straightforward name.
So Shishta is also trained, educated, disciplined.
Okay.
Yeah.
Educated,
Wise,
disciplined. Learned. Okay.
Virtuous, respectable.
Mm.
I'm looking at the dictionary and telling you.
Okay.
Different meanings of Shishta.
Shishta. Shishta Pujita.
Yeah.
Shishta
So
Pujita.
Who is worshipped by,
okay.
Worshipped by the righteous or the wise.
If you apply the same logic, the previous one should be who is liked by righteous people, right? It's not like the samasa is a little bit confusing to me, whether it is who likes righteous people or who is liked by the righteous people.
Yeah. You know, it is your.
Shishta Ishtayai.
So yeah, you are right, Srinivas. Actually, you know, it says both. Who cherishes the virtuous is one. The other one who is treasured by the noble-minded or disciplined, who is treasured by, is also correct.
Yeah.
So,
it depends on which samasam it is, Chaturthi or Bahuri, kind of. Yeah.
What is that, Srinivas? Chaturthi or Bahuri?
So
what
like
is that?
In Telugu, there are samasas, right?
Okay.
Andu, Nan, Kinkun, Yakka, Lon, Lopalan, there are 6 samasas are there.
Okay.
Depending on whether it is Bahuri, he is kind of who is liked by, who likes sisters, or who is liked by sisters. Depends on how you
use it in a sentence.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think the sandhi is, I think you break it as Shishta Ishtayai. So Shishta Ishtayai. Shishta Ishtayai is the, if you take the word Mala Yai is a Chaturthi.
Chaturthi, okay.
Yeah, yes.
Chaturthi, which means liked by, right, Shyamji?
Or Chaturthi is, that's the Vibhakti.
Vibhakti, yeah.
Which is active, likes.
Not like.
Okay.
Like is coming in the word Ishta.
Right, yeah. Ishtayai means? What does Ishtayai mean?
Ishtayai is dear.
Dear, okay.
Yeah.
Dear to Shishtas is what it means, right?
Yes, right.
Okay. So that's a good point, Srinivas. So Shishta, and that's what this book also, which I'm seeing, says it is both one Mata who likes virtuous or virtuous liked by virtuous.
Yeah. Next one is clearly there is no ambiguity there. Sister Pujita means who is worshipped by the sister.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there is no ambiguity about the next.
Good to know. So the next nama is Geeta. Anything else to add? Okay. I guess we can move on.
I'm good. Thank
okay. The next nama is Aprameya. She who cannot be measured. Because she is Parabrahman, she cannot be measured, right? She is, that's why she is worshipped by Jnanis and Shishtas. Even in Vishnu Sahsranama, the nama that is there, Aprameya is there. Yeah. And what is the root of it is Aprameya itself means unlimited, immeasurable, who cannot be measured or known by the senses. And if we he cannot be known through examples because there is nothing to make a comparison with him. He cannot be known either by affirmations or by negations, as we do not have any basis for such affirmations or negations. And we see this in Bhagavad Gita also. Veena ji and Shyamji may know, we cannot say it is Sat.
Prameya is measurement.
Yeah, like you cannot say he's right or wrong, affirmation or negation. But right?
Is negation.
Yeah.
represents negation.
Negation.
Prameya is so Prameya is immeasurable.
Immeasurable. Okay.
Yes.
But Vedas and Upanishads try to explore, though by affirmations and negations, as the perceptive knowledge can be inferred only by such affirmations and negations, because we are limited, sensed people. Everything we can only understand by affirmations and negations. That's why we see those affirmations and negation, like him as that, and says that he exists as the light, witnessing the activities of the entire creation. All that we make comparison, but then true, he cannot be measured. So this particular point is being also mentioned in Kena Upanishad. What is Kena Upanishad? It is one of the Mukhya Upanishads. Basically, there are few Upanishads which are called Mukhya Upanishads, like Isha, Kena, Katha, Prashna, Mundakya, Mandukya, Taittiriya, Aitreya, Chandogya, Brihadaranyaka, Upanishad. So those are in this Kena Upanishad is notable because it discusses Brahman with attributes and without attributes. That is what it describes, that particular Upanishad. Know that alone to be Brahman, which the mind cannot comprehend, and which yogis say makes the mind function. Brahman is not this sense world which people worship. The Upanishad continues to say, if you think a guru saying to his disciple that he knows the Brahman very well, then it is for sure that he knows very little about the nature of Brahman. If any guru says that he claims that he knows the Parabrahman, then he knows very little about that Brahman. Kena Upanishad itself says that. You know only its manifestation in the individual self, the gods, and the phenomenal world. So the Brahman should be thoroughly investigated, but it is beyond investigation, and that is being clearly explained here in this Nama Aprameya. Okay. Anything else to add?
No.
Okay. So I remember, as a kid learning this, that stuck to me. I know somebody comes in the form of crocodile, and an elephant, the crocodile catches the elephant, and the elephant is in the river. So that's when I think one stuti also comes during that situation. At that time, the elephant calls Aprameya, and that's when Mahavishnu comes and cuts the crocodile, and crocodile also gets sharpa vimochanam through that, and that Nama Aprameya is very powerful, is what I remember back in the, and that stuck with me. So today we are talking about that. Yeah. Anything else to add on this Nama?
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay. The next Nama is Swaprakasha. Swaprakasha, it's very, it's evident from the word itself. Swa means self, by itself, in itself. Swaprakasham is luminous. One who is self-luminous. Like in the previous Nama, we said, right, nobody can measure him. Only he can measure himself, because he is self-illuminating. He can only show himself. Brahman alone is self-illuminating. All other objects are just reflection of him. Like sun, moon, stars, everything derive their light only from the supreme consciousness, which is self-illuminating. Everything we see is being illumined by Parabrahman. Only because of this self-illuminating light, we are able to see this material world. This concept is also explained in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad is also a very popular Upanishad. It comes in Yajurveda. It is one of the, it's estimated, it was composed, around the time of Chandogya Upanishad. Again, it talks about the Atman, the metaphysics, all the, again, it was by Yajnavalkya, who who came up with this. And like Adi Shankaracharya and Madhvacharya all gave several treatises on this Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Even in that particular Upanishad, it says, revealing his own luster by his own light. God who reveals his own luster by his own light. This is the state where the light is free from everything else. Even it is free from all the 5 basic Panchabhutas. So he is the only one who can illuminate himself, and he illuminates everything. Sorry, in this case, Mata is the one who illuminates everything, and she is the one who is self-illuminating. Yeah. So Mata, who is self-luminous, is the meaning of this Nama. Anything else to add?
So it says Adi Shankara, when he completed the 100th sloka in Saundarya Lahari, he conveys a similar meaning, because when he concludes in the 100th sloka, he says, I don't have the Sanskrit version, but I just have the translation. It says, whatever I have composed for you, it is like taking Arati for sun god. I mean, sun is like all brightness and light, but if we do a small Karpuram, how it is so small compared to the brightness of the sun. So he says, I have tried to describe all your beauty and your luminosity, but words are not enough. So it says it's a similar meaning, that is, she's the one who is real light, and all the others, they only reflect her light. So something like that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, how true. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Geeta. Anything else to add on to what Geeta said?
So humble, no?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Just he wrote such a big thing, but then still he thought he's just a Karpura in front of.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Yeah, he got this because of the blessings of Mata. Because the story was that he went to heaven to find out about, and he saw these 100 shlokas written there, and as he was, reading them, the Ganapati was writing one at a time, and so he came to 50, and so Ganapati had wiped out the last 50, and so then when he prayed to Mata, and then Mata revealed the rest of the shlokas of the Saundarya Lahari shlokas, to him completely. And then that's when he completed the Saundarya Lahari shlokas. I'm sure that you all know about the story.
Yeah, I've heard. So Saundarya Lahari was the first thing that he did, is it? One of the first. Okay. Nice. Okay, we can, if there are no other comments, we can go to the next namam, which is Mano Vachama Gochara. Okay. Here, what are the Mano means mentally, by mind, thought, imaginary, that manas, right? Mano Vachama, Vach is basically using words, speaking. Agochara is unattainable, not within the range of using words or through manas, through mind. That's what it means. Here we talk about the aprameya quality, right? Where all we can do is explain through our thoughts or through our words. But she cannot be explained. She's beyond the mind, mano, and vacha, which is speech. This stage, is what even the previous in Kena Upanishad we discussed. If she She is known as the one beyond the perception of mind. Everything else is struck down as they are only intersections of mind. So yeah, because she is beyond the perception of mind, everything we are describing here in all these namas, it gets struck down because she is beyond that. Even Taittiriya Upanishad is another important Upanishad. I think it comes in Yajurveda. It has 3 chapters, I think. So Taittiriya Upanishad also was it's attributed to the pupils of sage Vaishampayana. And so in Taittiriya Upanishad, it explains the situation that from which words come back, they turn away. How can words express the self? Can that which is finite express the infinite? Cannot. It is beyond words, beyond thought. Same thing, beyond words and beyond thought. The mind also cannot grasp this Brahman. You can think of something that is familiar, that is known to you, but how can you think of something which you have no experience at all? Is what these are exact words of Taittiriya Upanishad. Our thoughts are always limited by our experience. So you cannot you cannot describe him through mind or thoughts. Through Mata, through mind or thoughts is what this Nama says. She can be realized only through pure knowledge. The knowledge to which we are not easily exposed to. It is a process to attain there. Mano Vachama Gochara, who is imperceptible outside the range of mind and speech. Agochara means unattainable, not within range. Yeah. Okay. Anything else to add on to this?
It also has one explanation. It says, what you explain, that is the first one. The other one, it says, whenever we pray to Ambal, we should try our best, though it may not always happen, that our mind and what we say, they have to be synchronized. So like they used to say, what you think, what you say, what you do, they all should be coordinated, and then you will be able to meditate better. So that's,
yeah, 100%. The whole discussion we are doing is going to make it happen, because every word that we are chanting, we are trying to understand the meaning. As we chant, our mind is automatically flash the meaning, right? So yeah, very good. Anything else to add on to this?
Beyond the range of mind and speech.
Beyond the range of.
Agochara is not, Agochara is that is known, that cannot be known is Agochara.
Okay. Is it, one thing, I saw in two texts. In one text, it says Mano Vachama Gochara. In other text, it says Mano Vachama Gochara. What is the right one? Do you know?
Vachama.
Vacha is speech. Words.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The two texts I have, one has this way without the Aki Matra. The other is the other one is Mano Vachama.
Vacha is, I don't think
there is a word named Vacha. Vacha is the word.
I also have Vachama only.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vacha.
Okay. I wanted to clarify that. Okay. Mano Vachama Gochara. I'll correct it.
Mano Vacham Agocharaye.
Agochara. Mano Vacham Gochara.
Agocharaye.
Agocharaye. Mano Vacham Agocharaye.
Yeah,
that's
Mano Vacham Agocharaye.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you, Shyamji. So the next namam is Chit Chakti. Okay. Chit, we know, right? Pure consciousness. That's what that means. Chit. And Shakti, we know, which is the power. So she who is the power of pure knowledge. Chit is the intellect, the soul-oriented intellect. I know we we talked about the different levels of mind, right? The mind itself has so many classification: manas, buddhi, chit. So in that,
it refers to Chaitanya here. Chit, Sat,
okay.
Yeah. So Chit is the consciousness.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it is a Chaitanya. So that's why it refers to Chit Shakti.
Pure knowledge. Okay.
Not knowledge. Power of
pure consciousness.
Consciousness. Okay. Yeah. Power of consciousness.
Yeah, Chit is the power of pure consciousness. Okay, here in this book it says knowledge, but pure consciousness is even better, right? She who is, she's the power of pure consciousness.
Yes, Satchidananda. So Sat, Chit, Ananda.
Yeah.
So that's
the Brahman without attributes, Nirguna Brahman, is made up of three important aspects, which Shyamji is talking about. Sat, which means perpetual existence. Chit is the pure form of consciousness. Ananda is the bliss. Okay, so these are the three attributes together is called Satchidananda, and the Brahman is also known by this name. Satchidananda means existence, consciousness, and bliss. The pure consciousness here means the spiritual consciousness. Only the pure and unafflicted knowledge is capable of producing spiritual consciousness, that pure consciousness. Here, Mata is the power of that pure consciousness. So that is also said, Ishvara is not the Brahman, and he's the reflection of the universal. So here self-illumination is the exclusive quality of Brahmans. Brahman can be associated, can never be associated with the nothing. It is the pure consciousness. And again, here, right, there is another Upanishad that they talk about, Svetas Vatara Upanishad. Parabrahman is higher than Hiranyagarbha. Knowledge and ignorance are both hidden in Parabrahman, and he who controls ignorance and knowledge will attain this pure knowledge, pure consciousness. She is in the form of this Chit Shakti, and that Chit plus Shakti is called Chit Shakti. That's the Nama here. She who is the power of pure consciousness. Next one is, anything else to add on to this? Okay. Next Nama is Chetana Rupa. Again, Chaitanya, right? That we talked about Chaitanya, the pure and unconditioned form of consciousness is Chaitanya. So here Chetana Rupa is basically coming from Chaitanya. She's the Rupam, who is in the form of this pure consciousness, and can also be explained as purer form of the preceding Nama. Okay, entire universe emerges from this Chaitanya that has two sides. One is the gross, and the other is subtle. And both, here her Chetana form or Chaitanya form is also known as Vimarsha form, it seems. Don't know what Vimarsha means. Basically, I think it is the subtle form, I guess. So yeah, she is the Chaitanya form, is what this Nama means. Okay. I guess the next Nama is Jada Shakti, right? So just a second. What is it, Shyamji?
It's Jada Shakti.
Jada Shakti. Jada means inanimate energy. Okay. Jada Shakti. Basically, here Jada means we have always know soulless, senseless, inanimate. So she's also the power of the inanimate energy. is what this means. So Jada Shaktihi.
Mechanical.
Mechanical, okay.
Jada is inertia.
Inertia. There are like we talked about Chit Shakti. Here we talk about Jada Shakti. Okay. But the creation is not possible without a combination of Chit Shakti and Jada Shakti. So that is what Jada Shakti forms part of the Saguna Brahman. This Saguna Brahman uses both inanimate and animate energies of creation. This is based on the principle that two factors are needed to create a third. Jada Shakti is responsible for creating the objective world, right? The objects. So, and that is what is being said in this Nama. Anything else to add on to that?
No,
Okay. So the next Nama is Jadatmika. She who exists as the objective world of Maya. Here this same thing, Jada, right? She who exists in the inanimate forms. She who exists in those. She's still existing in those, even though they are inanimate. So we know even though she's everywhere, even in Jada, she is this soul of that. She exists in that. Except Brahman, everything else is Maya. We have said when the universe is called as an object, then realizing the Brahman can be the one who realizes can be called a subject. So this subject-object concept, if there is an object, she is the one who realizes that object. If the Brahman is object, it has to be seen before realizing it, right? So we are not able to see Brahman. We are not able to give any form. So then what is it then? It is Brahman who is the Atmika of Jada also. Okay. And that is what it means. Anything else to add? Jadatmika, Jada plus Atmika. She who is in the insentient or inanimate forms. Okay, next Namam is Gayatri. Very, very beautiful Nama, very famous Nama. She is in the form of goddess Gayatri or Gayatri Mantra. If you know Gayatri Mantra, I think it is based on the Chandas, right? Gayatri Chandas has 3 lines of slokas. Each of them have 8 syllables. And even I think 25% of Rig Veda is in Gayatri Chandas. So it's very most important, most famous of all the Chandas is Gayatri Chandas. So all that exists in this world, whatever there is Gayatri, is what Chandogya Upanishad says. It is the word that is Gayatri, for the word gives names to all things and it also tells them not to fear, it seems. So Gayatri Mantra protects and saves a person who repeats this mantra. There is a story in Padma Purana about Gayatri, which goes like this. When Lord Brahma was performing a fire ritual, he called his wife Savitri. She said she would come with Lakshmi and other goddesses. Brahma became wild and substituted a cowherd's daughter, Krishna's, from Krishna's dynasty, for his wife. He named her as Gayatri, it seems. Accompanied by her, Brahma decided to hasten the fire ritual. At that time, Vishnu told Brahma to marry her in the Gandharva form of marriage, and thus Brahma married Gayatri. This is what Padma Purana says about Gayatri Devi. In Bhagavad Gita, like how Krishna says, among all the months, he's the month of the December, right? Like that, Margashirsha, and like that, yeah, the from December 15th to Jan 15th. So that particular month, like that, in poetic meters, he says, I am Gayatri. He elaborates in chapter 7 to chapter 10 about this. So he is prominent manifestations among the beings, forces, and objects. Everything is being mentioned there. Gayatri is considered as the most powerful of all the poetic meters. Lalitambika is also said to be in the form of Gayatri. The appropriate interpretation is that Gayatri is one of the multitude of manifestation of Lalitambika. Okay. So that is that is something about Gayatri and Gayatri mantra. This mantra you all know first realized by Vishwamitra. He attained enormous siddhis by chanting this mantra. Yeah.
You can directly take that meaning of Gayatri. You don't need, it may not be actual Gayatri mantra, but Gayatri means Gayate Trayati iti Gayatri. When you chant products. Just like mantra.
Gayantam Trayase Yasma iti Gayatri.
Exactly. Like mantra is also Mananan Trayate iti mantra. When you keep that in the mind, it will protect. Like exactly Gayate Trayate iti. So that applies to Lalitha also. So if you chant the name, she will protect you. That's it. Period.
Okay. And Gayam comes from the word Gayam, which is
not
from
Gayam. Gayate means singing.
Singing. Oh, Gayate is singing. Yeah. Okay. Gayate.
Trayati.
Trayati.
Traya means protecting.
Protecting. Oh, Gayate, Trayati. Oh, how wonderful.
And another form of the same thing is Gayantam. That's one who sings. Gayantam Trayase Yasma iti Gayatri.
Okay.
So once who sing the the mantra, it is that which protects is Gayatri.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I think we crossed 8 o'clock. Is that okay with everyone? Or we can?
We'll complete this and then start.
Okay. All right. I'll go a little faster. Vyahriti. She is in the form of Vyahritis of Gayatri mantra. As discussed in the previous Nama. What are Vyahritis? Vyahritis. The famous Gayatri mantra of 24 syllables are placed in 3 Vyahritis. It has 3 padas. The first line of 8 bijas. Each one of them is called Om Tat Savitur. This means the creator. Varenyam means the supreme. The first pada means the supreme creator. The second pada is Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, the illuminating form, right? Devasya means that belongs to. Dhimahi means meditate. The second pada means we meditate on the illuminating form that belongs to the Brahman. The third pada is Diyo Yonaha Prajodiyad, which means modifications of mind. Yo means the Brahman. Na means ours. Prajodiyad means inducing. It creates. The third line means modification of our mind is induced by that Brahman. As a whole, the meaning of Gayatri mantra without Vyahritis and Pranava, basically she is the Vyahriti of these mantras is one explanation. Is there anything else to anything to
seven Vyahritis. There are 7 invocations of Vyahritis of Gayatri mantra.
Okay.
That's what this is refers to.
Yeah.
And he's associated with a Rishi.
Okay. So okay.
Particular time, the Tattanam, Bhartinam, Vishwamitra, all those 7 Rishis we say in Sandhyavandana.
Okay.
Vishwamitra, Jamadagni, Bharadvaja, Gautama, Atri, Vasishta, Kashyapa. So these are the 7.
Okay. So yeah, I think Bhur, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, Maha, Jana, Tapa, Satyam are the 7 worlds, isn't it?
Yes. The 7 worlds. So they are. So Vyahritis are associated with these 7 Rishis also.
Yeah. Vyahriti, 7 worlds they say. They say they are the 7 worlds.
Yeah, that's right.
So Vyahriti means word speech, and Vyahriti also means the names of 7 worlds The great Vyahritis are the first three words, Bhur, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, mentioned in So, Vyahruti, who presides in these mystical utterances in Gayatri Mantra, who presides the sacred words, who is the power of the sacred words, all that you can say. Okay. The next Nama is Sandhya, which is the twilight, right? The juncture of the day and the night. She who is the union of Jiva and Paramatma is what here it means. She forms the integration of Jiva and Ishvara, who is the cause of Mukti, bonded, So that is what is being, Sandhya means non-separation, it seems. So the junction point also can be interpreted as non-separating point. It means non-separation of our mind with Chaitanya is said to be in the sun, it seems. So yeah, I guess here Sandhya means non-separation. Sandhi means junction, right? It comes from the word Sandhi. Sandhya is the time of dawn and dusk. So, okay. Non-separation, yeah.
Neither day nor night.
Yeah. Non-separation means that, yeah. Go ahead, Shyamji.
No, Sandhya. Sandhya is the Kala, which is neither night nor day. So
okay.
Not day, not. So it's twilight.
Okay. So she is also considered as daughter of Brahma. Okay, and she was reborn as Arundhati, and a wife of Vashishta, right? Mother of gods. So that is also called the three important nadis in Kundalini, Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna, meet at Ajna Chakra, right? So that place is also called as Sandhya, means the joining. So there are different meanings for Sandhya.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we will we will talk about this again next week. Maybe I'm going too fast. The next Nama is Dvija. Dvija, we know, twice born, right? We have come Dvija Pankti. We have a Brahmin is also called Dvija. So Dvija Bandhu Nishevita. She who is... sorry, you're right. The Dvija Brinda Nishevita. She who is worshipped by those who recite Gayatri Mantra. Those who recite Gayatri Mantras are called Dvijas, or twice born. Why twice born? First born through the mother. Second birth is through initiation of Gayatri Mantra, whenever they put the Poonal, right? So it is generally said, without this initiation, the Gayatri Mantra should not be recited. Generally, father initiates, does, or somebody, a preceptor initiates. So so that is Dvija Brinda. What does Brinda means? So a Brinda is a bunch, group. Cluster, group. Yeah. Nishevita, honored, served. She is who is worshipped by a group of sacreds, or the wise. That is what Dvija Brindas. Dvija Brindas, the group of, or those who attune themselves to the spiritual way of life, are called Dvija Brindas. So Dvija Brinda Nishevita means one who is worshipped by these Dvija Brindas or Dvija Brindas. Okay. All right. I can.
Yeah, we can stop here.
I'll stop here. We can again